Great Master Ching Liang, Great Master Xuanhua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors are made of all. 诸佛菩萨、精良大师、师父、上人、各位主持人、各位善知识、弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thánh Lương Đại sư Thượng Tịnh Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức ca Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 13th of June 2025. Thank you for joining our discussion of the prologue to the Avatamsaka Sutra. We're on slide 1426. Okay, it's in the area, the section where the Great Master Ching Liang is discussing the Xianshou school of Buddhism. They classified Buddhist teaching into 5 periods. The first period being the Hinayana period, and here this section, Hinayana period, the Master Xianshou is talking about, the Buddhist teaching is about, gives us the insight into how our mind operates. And so, in particular in Hinayana, they classify mind through different types of dharmas, various states of mind. And we went through quite a few of them, and now we're to the section where it talks about the 8 indeterminate dharmas. Yes, JMT.
익명의 질문입니다. 천하상인 사진처럼 집에 돌아가신 분의 사진을 모시거나 불상, 보살상, 사리를 모시고 차, 과일 등을 올리면 잡귀나 마가 들러붙어 요령을 피워서 안 좋다고 치워야 한다고 합니다. 이런 행위는 절에서 해야지 집에서 하는 건 안 좋다고 하지 말라고 하는데요. 한국 스님들이나 불자들이 이런 얘기를 많이 합니다. 제가 집에서 선화상인 사진, 노스님께서 주신 사리, 작은 불상, 보살상 등을 모시고 있고 가끔 과일이나 향 등을 올리는데요. 우리 집에 안 좋은 이상한 기운이 있다고, 이것 때문일 수 있다고 치우라고 하는데 어떻게 하면 좋을까요?
Master, is it bad if we put the photo of deceased or the Buddha statue or a charila? If we put them at home, is it bad for our home? Some people say that it's bad. It should be in the temple, not at home, and that it attracts the ghosts and demon.
Okay.
Sometimes at home, I have a charila and a Buddha statue, and I offer fruit and then incense. And some people say that there's a strange thing at home. It's because of these things. So they said to put away those things.
Okay. I disagree. You shouldn't have to worry about it. Especially photos of the deceased, you can put it at home yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. And statues, and are they statues of the Buddhas, or what kind of statues are they? I couldn't quite
Buddha
remember.
And Bodhisattva statue.
Okay, those are good things to put in your homes, as long as you put them in the clean places, proper places. For example, improper places would be your bedrooms or unclean places. Okay, so as long as you find a proper place where it's respectful and clean, it's a good thing for you to put those images and Buddha statues and Bodhisattva statues. As far as photos of the deceased and so forth, there's nothing wrong with it, especially from our perspective, because they really are emotional thing for you, so it's nothing wrong with that. But as far as other people cases where you have some deceased people, you have some photos, let me try to think. And they basically are within a family, so I feel it's okay. It's not a big deal for you to keep the photos of the deceased. I would be cautious about putting photos of unrelated people, such as gurus. All the gurus who are really not bodhisattvas, who are not really sages. I know there's some externalists that they would put images of their gurus. That's a very bad idea, I feel. Okay, you bring in the improper energy, improper Dharma protectors. When you put in the images of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, you basically are getting some Dharma protectors to come to your house to protect the Buddha statues and images. That's natural for them. That's their jobs, is to provide protection. But similarly, when you have these gurus, let me pick on someone like Jinghai or Haijing. Jinghai, huh? Jinghai. I know her. So she's an externalist. She's kind of confused, very deviant. She has a lot of support from the Hindu sect, the Sikhs, and they use a lot of tricks to entrap the followers. And when I say that, I know I'm offending them, but it won't be the first time that I offended an externalist. I don't mean to put them down, criticize them. I'm answering it to my disciples, my followers. These people, they have their own Dharma protectors, and unlike ours, our Dharma protectors will pacify your home, will give some protection. Whereas the Dharma protectors from these externalists, they will bring bad energy into your house. And so it's a bad idea I would never put those people images or statues or even things in my home at all. That's the only thing I would say. Whereas photos of the deceased, your family, it should be okay. Okay? In general, it's okay. All right. Thank you for asking your question. Back to slide. Oh, okay. Go ahead. 2. Again, so that you know, I went to Korea, and one of my followers introduced a externalist whose husband was into doing voodoos with the dead people, especially young kids who died. Okay, and they would put those souls into some kind of bottles, and so he used it to order them around and make them do things. There's such a thing as folks. Keep an open mind. And so the guy was making a living doing that, and after he died, unexpectedly, they stuck with like several of those bottles. Some of them are even cracked. And I think he's one of my disciples, but I'm not sure. He introduced them to the widow and told her to come and seek my help. Because his referral, I have to do something, okay? So I look at her and the daughter and said, boy, are you in trouble. But I didn't dare say him that. I said, since you've been referred to me and I haven't never done this before, I'm scared of ghosts too, myself. I'm a chicken deep down. But since you're two women living in a house with these 12 bottles or 6 bottles of things, who knows what's in there, I will help you, okay? I never done this before. So make an offering to the temple so that I use it to create blessings for these beings in the bottles, okay? Since I'm not sure I can help, just give a little. And normally I command very high fees if you come to me again for those things. So they gave me some donations, and I took those 5-6 bottles, and I dumped them. I said, I would never put these in my own temple. Are you crazy? So it's funny. It's funny because when you do that, these ghosts get very upset. They're used to being fat. They're used to being, pampered. Well, I just dumped them. And so they bitch and moan, they complain. So the guy who referred to me said, yeah, they were complaining to him. I said, yeah, complain all you want. I ain't going to want you in my temple. I will pray for you. I give you some rebirth blessings by keeping you in my temple and to bug my disciples, especially when I'm not there. But after a while, they realized that they got a lot more than they bargained for. So they became okay. My point being that you don't want to bring these beings into your homes. You never know what they're going to do. Okay? Be careful. Was there a question here or no? Oh, yes, too. Go ahead.
As it thưa Thầy, can I have a question from the last section? We have a 10 attachment, and the last 2 is jealousy and stingy. The way I can understand, I don't know that I misunderstand or not. Should I cultivate the stingy first before I get to the jealous, or is it the other way around? Thank you, Thầy.
Okay, these 10 small afflictions or following afflictions or sticky afflictions, they follow you, so they're very sticky, it's very difficult for you to undo, even though they are not major afflictions. But once they're there, they can morph into medium size and big size in a flash. So they're dangerous. And we went through, I liked the order that Master Shunhua presented to us, and I like the fact that he explained it as it's connected, one grows into the other. I loved it. Whereas if you look at the other listings, they might be a different order, and they don't talk about how they're connected. I love the fact that Master Shunhua's wisdom, which is when it pays to learn from a great teacher like Master Shunhua. He says there's an order of these things, the way he sees it. He sees how sticky our minds are. You go from various, like a flare-up of anger, and then it becomes longer lasting, okay? And then it becomes hatred, which is uncontrollable, okay? So that's how the nature of our mind functions. It's very dangerous. The reason I pointed it out to you is for you to become aware of it. Where are you? Are you often like so angry you cannot forgive people and you need to have revenges? Boy, are you evil and you're a bad example for your children, for your wife and your family. I would go hang myself. Okay? I'm radical, but anyway, I don't mean it. The point here is that you see those things, how they morph into one leads to another. And the funny thing is that we all have those 10 emotions, those 10 afflictions, don't we? I have all 10, okay? And so people people wanted to ask me, what if I only have this thing here, like number 7 is more intense for me? Well, I don't see a problem. Number 5, whatever number 5 is, what number 8 is, okay? It doesn't matter. The point is that we've been building all these afflictions, accruing all these afflictions, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. We don't realize that these small afflictions, they grow sequentially, okay, lifetime after lifetime. So we have all 10, practically, okay? And this lifetime, each lifetime, maybe one is more predominant than the other, but beware of the fact that when we want to undo that, it's not simply to undo jealousy, for example, by looking at jealousy and say, okay, so I won't be jealous anymore, okay? If you try to undo it that way, it's very, very difficult, okay? Because when you want to undo your jealous mind, okay, then actually you need to understand from that road map there, actually before you can undo jealousy, okay, you reduce jealousy, actually you also are reducing the other as well. So that's why it's not that easy for you, jealous people, to stop being jealous. And I'm not looking at anyone particular, by the way. Okay? Got it? We're all jealous. Okay? So that's why it's to me it's fascinating, and Master Hsuan explained it, and I saw now in myself. I said, oh wow, I did go through all those things, and the things actually for myself. I have a lot of problems, okay, because I know they all are big with me, okay, and so that's the concept behind it. If we're stingy, which I'm very, very stingy myself, I have a lot of work to undo that before I can really get rid of my stinginess. That's the point. Yes?
So they mean that we should work from the first one to the second one down? Or how do we work on that? It's kind of them too much, they.
Yeah, you work, okay, so like, good question. If I know that I'm jealous, and again, I'm not looking at anyone, okay? I'm jealous. First of all, do I admit I'm jealous? Okay, if you say, no, I'm not jealous, not me, then forget it. There's no point in working on it because it's you. Your jealousy will always be there. It's just hiding, that's all. And this is a secret. If you have these 10 minor afflictions, and you say, and you try to cover up, okay, to disguise it and pretend it's not there, it's simply hiding. That's all it's doing. Okay, so that's the first one. But when you work on that, that's why it's very important for us to look at ourselves. Boy, did I become jealous when that person got a good thing happening to her. Okay? For most people, they try to suppress it, pretend it's not there. Therefore, the jealousy only is reinforced, becomes stronger. And so does the rest of the prior afflictions. You see that? Whereas if you... Hello? Jealous person? But if on the other hand, you look at it and say, I admit I'm jealous. I need to work on this. And what does Buddhism have to do to help me work on my jealousy? Okay? In Mahayana, it's called 随喜功德. Okay? Meaning that when something happens, good thing happens to others, instead of being jealous, when I realize that I'm jealous, then I should switch it to being happy for that person. getting a good thing. Okay? You switch the mode into that. That's the first thing you do. Okay? And that will reduce the intensity of your jealousy. And then the others become, they might pop up. And you work on the ones that are more obvious to you. Does it help? So you don't have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 4, 5, 7, and so forth. It doesn't matter. You work on the one you have a problem right now, and the rest of them will naturally pop up. Okay? There's no fixed orders, because we have so many layers of them. All right? Good question. Yes, DTT.
그 이브닝 세레머니의 몽산에 대해서 설명을 하시면서 집에서 모시는 거는 상관이 없는데 오퍼링 하는 거에 대해서 주의를 하라고 하셨거든요. 그러니까 인센트나 워러는 괜찮은데 푸드는 안 된다고 하셨는데 첫 번째 질문하셨던 것에서 그 과일을 오퍼링 한다고 했는데 그거는 문제가 없는 건지가 질문입니다.
Master, when you have a lecture at JMT, you explain about the evening ceremony about Mongshan, and then it's okay to have a statue, but you should be careful about offering food. So incense and water is okay, but Master said the food we should not offer. But is fruit okay to offer?
Oh, fruit is very good to offer. Very good. Very good.
그러니까 마스터께서 음식은 조심하라고 하셨는데 그러니까 뭔가 그 프루트 먹는 거라서 이렇게 제가 질문 드리게 됐어요. 감사합니다.
Master said we should be careful about offering food. So fruit is one kind of food, so that's why I asked the question.
Yeah, it's a good kind of what kind of food offering.
What kind of food?
Okay, back to slide 1426. The 8 indeterminate dharmas, they are regret, sleep, examination, investigation, greed, anger, pride, and doubt. And Master Hsuan goes into, he elaborates on those. Let's see what he has to say. Okay, they're called indeterminate because we cannot classify them categorically as good or bad, defiled or pure. So it depends. Okay, that's why they're indeterminate. Okay, furthermore, they're not pervasive at all minds and pervasive at all places. Okay, so the first one is regret. He calls it self-reproach. So we all have these moments where we regret things we did in the past, or for some people it's more prone to having regrets, especially after you go shopping. I go shopping, I always regret that I bought something. I always have, I think the marketing people call it purchaser's dissonance. I disapprove of myself. I should have bought something else. Okay, I regret. Okay, so it's fairly common things to do. So why is it indeterminate? Indeterminate because sometimes regret is good for you, sometimes it's not good for you. Okay, so for example, you regret you did something wrong, then to be regretful about it is produces good karmas for you, mind karmas for you. However, if you did something wrong and you cover it up, and you oh no, never mind about covering it up. I was thinking of someone else. Again, I shouldn't be looking at people. You did something wrong, okay? And you have no regrets at all. You make excuses, and then it's bad. Okay, that's all. So regret can be either way, depending on your intention, the intention behind it. Second one is sleep. Or indeterminate, another word that we use in English as well, is neutral, because it's neither good or bad. Okay, and so sleep here, Master Xinhua says, for his perspective, he's very obsessed about it. He says, you're wasting time. Okay, you especially when you hear cultivating, you shouldn't be wasting time. You shouldn't sleep. Okay, I used to feel very guilty about it. I was wasting time, But he says that when you're sleeping, you cut off from external conditions. That's correct. Screen off from internal contemplation. That's true, and your own contemplative wisdom. Okay, so sleep in general is not very productive time. I agree. I can't disagree with this, but I feel that it's normal to be sleepy. Okay. I enjoy sleeping too much to make you feel guilty about it. Okay, it's okay. Sleep is one exception that would be okay as far as I'm concerned, unless you sleep excessively. Okay. All right. Number 3. Okay, and he goes into sleeping and flesh and so forth. I don't know what he's talking about, so I don't understand everything he explains anyway. So 1431. The third one, that the neutral dharma is examination, and the fourth one is investigation. Okay, so this is about inside and outside. Okay, examination is looking outside. Okay, and investigation is looking inside. So you turn your attention outside, or you turn attention inside. Outside, examine. Okay, and inside is investigate. Okay, you police yourself. Okay, you investigate yourself, and you examine the work outside. Okay, and so he explains it. It helps. That examination inside is more subtle, and outside is kind of the inside is more subtle, and you kind of is a waiting thing there. Whereas outside, okay, and then not wisdom. Outside or investigation. Investigation is, investigation inside is like you wait, a cat waiting for a mouse to appear. So you patiently wait. Okay, so that's investigation. Where examination is more like a lot less subtle. Okay, It's interesting how the level of details that the Buddhist sages would describe how our mind functions. All right? The fifth kind of neutral or indeterminate dharma is called greed. Greed is what we experience all day. We greedy. If we're not greedy for this, we're greedy for that. Okay, that's you know what it's about, because that's what we feel all day. And the sixth is anger, seventh is pride, and eighth is doubt. Okay. Anger, we know it already. Pride is basically you feel better than others. Okay, so greed sometimes is good because you greedy for more good stuff from cultivation. That's why you're here. Therefore, it's a good greed. Whereas greedy for a lot of money, a lot more money, is not a good thing necessarily. Okay, so that's why for left-home people, for people who cultivate, the first thing we teach them is to reduce the greed for money, which is very, very difficult to deal with. Okay, in particular, left-home people, we are taught to live in poverty for a reason and not try to make money for a reason. It's because money there is very difficult to deal with. The greed for money is very, very difficult to do. And as I said recently, a lot of people who have wisdom, enlightened people, really struggle with greed for money. It's very, very difficult to do. This is why I don't care who you are. As long as you're in my temple, I shield you from that worry about money. Okay? That's my problem. Let me take the fall for you. Okay? Because even for very advanced levels, like even my master's disciples, I see them used to be advanced levels, they're still stuck on the money thing. That's why I learned from them. I watched them. That's why I made sure that we don't expose you to that problems, especially you left-home people. Okay, so greed is a very, very tough thing for left-home people. That's why, in particular, if you're a left-home person, do not go to work. Okay, it's very difficult for you. And that's you can't cultivate. Okay? And bodhisattvas are greedy. They're greedy to save more living beings. That's Master Shenhua's weakness. He wants to save more living beings. Okay? But it's a good greed. And we need that. We are greedy to become enlightened. We're greedy to become Buddhas. That's a good thing. That's a good greed. But greedy for things like money, for fame, not good. Okay, so it's best until that you have real wisdom, great wisdom. That's better to be poor and not famous at all. Okay, better for your own good, so that you can develop your wisdom a lot faster. Anger, same thing. Anger, when is anger good? Yes, 9.
Master, I had a question. So I've been shaking, not from Chan, but just when I wake up in the morning or wake up from nap. Is this shaking from cultivation?
You wake up in the morning. You're still in bed.
Yeah, just kind of shaking
and you shake. And how do you shake? You shake with the tummy, like belly dancers, or explain to me the shaking. You shake your ears, or what?
I don't know. It's kind of like this. It's like
what? Everyone look at him closely. Okay, demonstrate to us how you shake.
Okay, you ready? It's like
so it's upper body shaking.
Yeah.
And how long is the shake?
Not long, maybe 10 seconds.
And how does it stop? What happens? What do you do when to stop it?
I don't know, it just kind of stops, but sometimes I get to recite the Sharanga mantra in the morning.
When you shake,
No, that's afterwards.
What do you think? What do you think when you shake? He said, this is weird. And it stops.
Yeah.
That's when it stops. Yes.
Okay, when you start like, what is this? And then it stops.
Then it
Okay,
stops,
yeah.
right?
Yes, sir.
Stop thinking. So that's not a big deal. When you shake, you say, oh, why am I shaking? And you stop right away. So what's the problem? Why do you have to ask?
I wondered if that was from cultivation because it kind of comes and goes.
Comes and goes. So there are nights when you get up, you wake up and you don't shake. How often do you shake then? I'm curious. These weirdo, these people. So how often did it happen? This is
Either
weird.
like every other day or maybe every week but not every day.
I hate to say it, but it's a good thing. Okay. Let it happen. Don't think so much. So you shake, so you shake. And next time sing la 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 la. Okay? It's okay. Actually, it's a good thing. It's amazing that this guy sleeps and he wakes up and then he has concentration. That's why he shakes. For those of you who shake, it's from your concentration. From the way he describes, it's from his concentration. And then, because when he wakes up, his mind is like, it's not working yet. So he shakes. As soon as his mind started working, what am I doing? That's when he comes back to earth. Okay? You're kind of weird. People, when they wake up, that's when they start thinking right away, what I'm going to do with my life. Boy, am I so lonely. All those thoughts, right? Coffee, for me it's coffee. For him, it goes to tell you, all sorts of weirdos cultivating with us. Yes, go for it.
Hi, Master. When I first started sitting, I started screaming. Now the screaming stopped and I start shaking. Too. Dancing.
And you complaining? You don't scream anymore? Does your husband complain or what?
No.
Is your husband there?
He complains.
He doesn't complain. When you scream. Okay, I'm just curious. This is a domestic thing. Since you brought it up, I'm curious now. When you scream, you sat and you screamed, okay? Because it hurt, right? And your husband was there, what was his reaction?
Yes.
What do you mean, yes?
I have no idea. I never asked him.
You young people never talk to each other, huh?
Husband.
How often do you talk to your husband?
Every day, Master.
Okay, and let's not go there. Okay, so now you don't scream anymore. Okay, so that's a bad thing?
Yes.
It's a bad thing.
I don't know, Master.
I want you to know, this woman here first came to our temple, Go Forest, and we taught her to sit in full lotus, and she would cross her legs during lecture, okay? And then won't be long before she started screaming off the top of her lungs. If you can imagine me, the big masters, lecturing on the Avatamsaka Sutra, the biggest sutra in Buddhism, and I have a woman who's screaming her head off. How does it look? It was so embarrassing for me personally. Okay, and especially since I've been criticizing other masters for not being able to control the ghosts in the assembly. So at first I would beat up on the ghost myself, and after a while I said, no, that's too much. I would have my disciples beat up on the ghost and see if they can. And so that's what we did. So what she didn't realize is every time we look at her and we tell each other, hey, the screamer is here. So we would have to beat up on the ghost every single time she showed up, so that the ghost would not make her scream when I was lecturing, during my lecture. And now she stopped screaming, and it's a good thing. Okay, girl? It's a good thing. So you outgrew. Yes. What it means is that, let me explain to you. When these things happen to you, because in her case, there's a ghost who can influence her to scream. Okay? Because the ghost is a manic ghost. And that ghost there, the manic ghost, will make you do things that will get you in trouble. And that's why, as a teacher, I see you being manipulated by the ghost, so I have to acknowledge it and respond appropriately. I beat you up. I punish you so that it will pacify the ghost. Okay? So, but we can't beat up on women, so we decided to beat up on the ghost instead. Okay? And so that's what happened. So now, looking at her now, I can't even see her clearly. But now her level has increased, has gone up. So this ghost here can only influence her at this level. So that's why she finds herself no longer screaming, because she's out of range. You got that, guys? Just how patient we are. We see things happening to you, we don't say anything. Okay? You say, how come it's not working? You teach me, and all of a sudden now I'm screaming, now I'm hurting, now all these things. All the things, my only answer is it's a good thing. You believe, you continue, it will get better. You don't believe, tough luck, goodbye, okay? I hope you be happy somewhere else. But now she's at the level, this level, the screaming ghost cannot affect her anymore, cannot influence her to scream anymore, so it's a good thing. Now she's happy. Look at that. So what's the question now? What is she complaining about? What's the current problem? Shaking.
Oh.
The shaking? Oh, it's a good thing.
Hi, Master. Is it the same ghost? Shaking and the screaming. Is it the same ghost?
No, it isn't. It's a good thing. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, good luck to you.
Thank you, Master.
Yeah. Okay, anyone else? Yes, 3.
Hello, Master. Just for shaking, I think I start to have shaking maybe after 7 years later.
What took you so long?
Because I'm very retarded. Oh, and question. Someone just texted me asking me if I want to go to protest tomorrow with Daniel. That got me very nervous. Like, I pick up. So, Master, do you like to give us some instruction on how to face the current situation? Also, generally speaking, do you recommend or should Buddhists go to protest? Thank you.
I have no suggestion for you. You do whatever your conscience tells you. Okay? That's all I have. Don't get arrested. All right. Yes, 9.
It's from our YouTube audience, from Daniel 7. Master, if someone does something bad to me and then something good happens to them, should I practice to be happy for them? Thank you.
No, you do voodoo them. It's not fair. If they did something bad to you and if something good happened to them, we feel free to get some voodoo. You only, as long as they did something bad to you, that's something you have to deal with. But something good happening to them, it's none of your business. Why do you have to ask? I mean, does it mean you're jealous? You feel it's unfair? Let me tell you, life is unfair. It's no big deal. All right, anyone else? Yes, 5.
Yes, Master. One question, in my dad's room, he's in like a memory care facility. I set up a small altar with a Guan Yin statue and some shariras, but he only has one room. Is there any exception for that case? I want him to have some protection there, but for basically a sick person.
No, it should be okay.
Okay, thank you. And then also, I just wanted to repent along the lines from the previous lecture. As a person struggling with jealousy, a lot of my depression often has been tied in with comparing myself to others and feeling jealous. That's a pattern I've been aware of, for a long time.
Okay.
But I mean, it can be pretty broad. Like it just apply to all kinds of stupid situations. I'll compare myself. But like even...
Are you stingy?
I didn't look at the stinginess.
Okay, then it's not that bad. I'm a lot worse off than you are. I'm not sure I can help.
And the other thing, I also want to repent for anger and blaming thoughts towards Master. I mean, I'm seeing...
Wow, it's been like 10 years. It's still there, huh?
Trying to see it more.
Boy, are we hurt. The little boy is hurt. Little boy inside is hurt. Oh, Master doesn't like me, hurt me. Oh. Well, when there is a problem, there is hope. Okay, anyone else? Okay, you're supposed to struggle. You think that if it's always peaceful and blissful, then you're a Buddha already. Okay, so we all have to look at ourselves and decide which one you should be working on. There are lots of issues, If you personally, I'm stingy and I have 9 more things to worry about as well. You only have 8, so it's not that bad. Yes, 9.
From YouTube, from a new person, Tandy Yono Skaveta. Master, how to deal with the ghost within ourselves?
Which ones? You know how many ghosts you have inside of you? More than you are aware of. Okay. Anger. When is anger good anger? Yes, 8.
Thank you, Master. The example that comes to my mind is, for example, when Master gets angry and start.
It's a good thing. Yeah.
And because that awakes in us shame and repentance, and it helps us to grow and progress even more. So it's good when Master is angry at us and point our.
Excellent. So, in general, when is it good?
I think it's good when it helps you, it helps others.
It helps others. How do you know it helps others?
Because it wakes in them.
What if it hurts others?
Well, that's part of the process as well. Sometimes you have to be hurt so you can awake the shame and the repentance within you.
Okay. Very good. He understands the theory. Very good. Okay. I'm a bad example, but my teacher, I noticed that he's a chameleon. I know that when he cries, I know he's not really emotional at all. When he's angry, when he yelled at me, I know he's not emotional at all. So he's doing it for my sake. So it's an act of wisdom. It's not based on stupidity. Okay, same thing. Greed for bodhisattvas is a greedy based on wisdom. All right? What about pride? When is pride good? When is pride bad? You're proud of yourself, aren't you? No? You have no pride in yourself? Low self-esteem? When is pride good? Anyone?
Master, when you believe in yourself, you believe you can do it. But
You believe in yourself. That's a good thing.
But if you think you are better than others, then that's bad.
You believe in yourself. That's interesting.
Yeah,
See, we taught to believe in ourselves. The more educated you are, the stronger the belief in yourself. And the more recognition you get, the more you believe in yourself. Is it a good thing? Is it a good thing? When you believe in yourself. Let's say you're a professor and you get your paper is published. You are recognized by your peers. You're recognized by your students as a good teacher and so forth. So you believe in yourself, yes, more and more. Is it a good thing?
No?
Why not? Speaks from experience, personal experience, you mean?
Why is it not a good thing?
Why is it not a good thing? You tell me. I'm just asking you. You can't throw the same question at me.
I think it's a good thing. So you make
You think it's a good
efforts
thing?
and you make it happen.
Make it happen. Okay, so you're successful at your jobs. Okay? Your children respect you. Okay, I like to be like daddy. I like to be a mommy. I want to be a professor. I want to be an engineer. I want to be a doctor. It's a good thing, right? So that's a good thing. Anyone? Is it a good thing? For those who are not professors, you are not doctors, you are not successful, is it a good thing? DTT has the answer.
마스터 저는 그 오리지널 질문에 대한 대답이거든요. 괜찮을까요? 지금 해도?
Sir, my answer is about the first question.
What's the first question?
그러니까 마스터께서 교만이 어떨 때 좋고 어떨 때 나쁜지가 오리지널 질문이었거든요. 네.
Your question is when the pride is good and when pride is not good.
Okay, when is it good?
제 생각에는 그게 회복 탄력성에 이용이 된다면 좋은 교만이라고 생각하거든요. 상우스님이 회복 탄력성을 레질리언스라고 통역하시면 될 거예요.
It's a good when it's helpful to resilience.
Okay.
예를 들면 그리고 나쁘게 이용되는 거는 선지식보다 내 자신을 더 믿는 것이 나쁘게 작용하고 있는 교만이라고 생각합니다. 저는.
And bad pride is when I believe myself more than good knowing advisor.
Okay, very good. So you good father. Okay, you good father, you good mother. So you're proud of yourself being a good father, good mother. I'm asking you, is it good or bad? Never mind about professors or doctors and whatever, presidents or whatever. I'm asking you a very simple thing. Are you a good mother? Are you a good father? Are you a good aunt? She says it's a good thing. Anyone else? Good or bad? Newly promoted person is good or bad? I'm checking your wisdom here. Good or bad? Good. Okay. Chicago. What about the other one? Yeah, give wrong answer, you get demoted. Good or bad? Pick one. Indeterminate. This one. I'm indeterminate. Anyone else? Is good or bad? I hear good already. Anyone? Yes, 8.
Thank you, Master. I think it's good because it depends on your intention. You're doing it because it's the good thing to do or because you want others to notice what you're doing.
Okay, in the back. Is it good or bad?
Master, if it is about yourself, proud of yourself, I think it's a bad thing because you stop improving. You could have been better. But if you humble yourself only when you can learn more. You can humble and then you can learn more. But if you're proud of yourself, you stop learning from it.
Too complicated. Yes, 3. Is it good or bad?
Bad.
Keep it simple. Bad. Okay, very good. Why bad?
As far as I know, if you feel proud and you have an ego, then you're like, I am good. Bigger ego.
You've been demoted.
Thank you.
Jesus. I gave you the clue. You're proud of yourself, meaning there's an ego there. How can it be good? If you have an ego, it's no good. No two ways about it. Okay? The ego, as long as you have an ego, eventually will twist it around and becomes bad. That's why it's so scary. Those of you who still have an ego, the rest of us, beware. Today, he's a good guy, but tomorrow, who knows? The ego, nature ego, it flips. No rhyme or reason, it flips. Changes with the weather, okay? Change it at the stroke. Of luck. We never can tell. Okay? Yes, 9.
Vicky says, I think it is a good thing to a point, but it has its limitations. It's limited to the Saha world.
Saha world, okay, very good. So when is pride good? When is pride a good thing? Yes, 1.
After that, it made you to continue to do what is good you have been done.
Okay, got the right idea. It's a good thing when, because we're limited. Okay, it's a good thing if it helps us progress to what? There's very qualification here. There's one qualification. Progress is not enough. Progress to become a more famous professor, richer guy, more successful executive, more famous actor, actresses, it will end bad eventually. Yeah? But when is progress good? I give you a very simple yardstick. Progress towards being gooder. That's it. If you're here, your pride helps you become a gooder person. And a gooder person. I don't care. If you're richer, you're famous, it's okay too. But as long as you're inside, you're gooder. Okay? And gooder, then pride is good. But if pride helps you become more famous, and you become more selfish, you become, more intolerant, more demanding, then you're not becoming gooder, are you? You're becoming more selfish, that's all. It's not gooder. Is that clear? All right, we're not talking about people with wisdom yet. We're talking about normal people like us. Okay, you have to discern when pride is a good thing. Okay, and doubt here. Finally, doubt. Doubt is that, especially for scientific people, for educated people, they doubt everything. Okay, everything you tell them, they doubt. Why? Because they're better educated than us. They're recognized by their diplomas, by their papers, by their professions, okay? And these people have a lot of doubt. In particular, the Nobel laureates I've seen, okay, on the TVs, I see them as having a lot of doubt, okay? The typical scientists doubting God, okay? I say, prove to me God exists. And no one can prove to anyone that God exists. And therefore, the scientists say, you have no proof, therefore, God cannot possibly exist. Okay? And then there's some Nobel laureates who are Catholic or Christian. They say, I believe God exists. I don't care. Okay? And that kind of pride is what? Also pretty stupid when you think about it. It does not make them any gooder at all. It makes them more sure of themselves, more close-minded. Because you may be smart, but I I'm equally smart as you because I'm also Nobel laureate, but I know of God, my personal experience with God. Therefore, you don't know what I know. That kind of thing. Okay? That doesn't help them be any gooder. Okay? Be careful with those things. So that's why we as parents, how does it apply to you as parents? When you see our kids being proud, okay, as long they're becoming gooder, that should be encouraged. But if they would become prouder and prouder so that they get to the point where they think they're so special and they feel entitled and so forth, then it's not a good thing. Okay? Yes, 7.
I think you should also give those people an opportunity to see the light. On the first day, I didn't believe everything Venerable Xianshun told me. They don't believe because they haven't experienced it, but now I have no doubts. So I think they should be given an opportunity.
No, I disagree. They don't deserve it. It's more than, of course, we don't discriminate. With this, for example, we teach Chan to everyone. Okay, we don't say that because you are not white, therefore I'm not going to teach you because I'm yellow, that kind of thing. Because you white are not good enough, so forth. No, it's no discrimination whatsoever. Everyone is given a fair chance. Even if they reject us and they keep on criticizing us, it doesn't bother us at all. Okay, it's there for everyone to take advantage of whenever they can, when they have a chance. That's all. We don't worry about it. Okay, all right. And so doubt usually because they depend too much on the thinking mind. Okay, they need to see, they need to understand. They're so sure of it. Okay, and that they fail, they have blind spots. They even, the worst part is that these people have doubt. They even doubt they have blind spots. They refuse to admit they have blind spots. That's sad. It becomes stupidity. All right? 9.
This is from Anthony H. Can I donate an app to you, Master? I'll build it. You just tell me what you want built. Donate an app.
That's a very nice offering. Thank you. Let me see. Can I think about it? Let's put our heads together and think about what kind of app we're going to want. Dharma speaking app, how's that? Yes, 9.
I have an idea, a Chan app, and then there'll be like an don't unbuckle notification. No, don't unbuckle.
Very good. For this particular kind of app, we pay people. Otherwise, no one would download it. Okay, and so there are 8 unfixed dharmas there, and then there are more. There are 14 activity dharma, non-interactive with the mind. There are attainment, non-attainment, generic similarity, reward of no thought samadhi. Okay, don't try to understand. You see, to learn the Dharma is just be exposed to it, listen to it, that's all. Samadhi of extinction, life faculty, birth, dwelling, changing, impermanence, bodies of nouns, bodies of sentences, bodies of phonemes. Okay? And you can go through. Here, the 4th general category of activity dharma, non-interactive with the mind. And the great vehicle, of course, has more detailed, and the small vehicle has only 14. It's a lot more going on. Okay, and the first one is attainment. Okay, the te is you get something. All right. And the opposite of that is non-attainment. You can't get it. And so for this thing here, we want something. Before we want something, we want it so bad. After we want something, that we're afraid not to have it anymore. So you see, it's self-torture before and after. Be aware of that. Worldly people, ordinary people, they only see attaining. They don't see what happens to us after we get it. All right? Before you have it, we work hard to get it. Okay, we're trouble to get it. We get afflicted because we don't have it. But after we get it, now we're afflicted because we fear that we're going to lose it. The third one is generic similarity. Okay, and he explains it here. Just listen to this. Don't worry. Okay, there are things that are not that relevant as on our cultivation path. From my perspective, it's good to hear about it so that when you hear people talking about it, you're not as shocked, you're not as confused. Okay, but you don't necessarily have to understand everything. Okay, because it's too detailed, more detailed than is helpful towards your progression, towards your seeing your Buddha nature. Bodhisattva has generic similarity with bodhisattvas, arhats the same with arhats, among people, ghosts, and so forth. So it's called generic similarity, same genre, if you will. Okay. The fourth one is the fourth non-active dharma of the great vehicle, 24, is dissimilarity. Although there are similarities, there's some dissimilarities. For example, we may have the same, we enjoy being lazy, he says here, but we on the other hand, we can enjoy being vigorous and so forth. Okay, for the small vehicle, there's something called the reward of no thought. I look at his explanation. I couldn't understand it, so I look up the Buddhist dictionary, and basically it's a nature, refers to the nature of living beings. That's our nature. Okay, reward of no thought. That's why the name is kind of weird. Okay? And basically refers to us, confused living beings. All right? And I have the Chinese text here for your reference. And the fifth one is, this is a lot much more interesting to us. So far, all these, to me, reward no thoughts. So I know I'm just a human being. How does it help me? Okay. Or before here, similarity, dissimilarity. I say, okay, God, no God. Okay, attaining, no attainment. But now it becomes interesting here to me that the thought, no thought samadhi, okay, it says, is no longer troubled by thoughts of gain and loss. So what happens if you're an externalist, okay, and you want to be born, and you're trained to be born, to enter this no thought samadhi, okay, here the Buddhist explains it to you clearly, because it's their aspiration to go into this no-thought samadhi so that they can be born into the heavens. And so they go through their processings, their own dharma of doing it, okay? They have a lot of experience, but from a Buddhist perspective, it's very easy for us to get there, okay? Is you only drop the thoughts of gain and loss, and you be entering that samadhi of no thought. So far, so good. It's not interesting to you, but to me, I find it interesting. Okay? And the sixth one is a samadhi of extinction, okay? And he explains here, in the no-thought samadhi, there's still some thoughts. Only the thoughts of gains and loss are gone, and they call it no-thought samadhi. Okay, so far so good. You see, for in Buddhism, we're so precise. The external is call it no thought samadhi. Actually, to us, it's only no thoughts of gain and loss. But there's still some thoughts according to this. Next level up is that in your cultivation, naturally, you cross this. When you meditate, you go into the no thought samadhi. You ascend to that heavens, no thoughts, samadhi heavens, okay? And we prime you already. We said, don't get stuck there. It's still much higher, okay? So we resort to your greed, okay? It's a good greed. We instill in you, okay? And so we go next to the next level for you is a samadhi of extinction, okay? Okay, and in this samadhi extinction here, actually we call it different names, but this is fine too. This is called, it explains that it's no thought at all in this samadhi. Okay, but actually it's more detailed. It's no thoughts. But actually, for a certain range only, okay? I'm trying to explain to you in Buddhism, we're so detailed, we understand these states of minds, okay? From very confused of ordinary people to the mind of a Buddha and mind of bodhisattvas and so forth, okay? So we train you accordingly. That's all you need to believe, okay? Don't worry about all the details so much. You will traverse all these naturally. Yes, 8, whether you're totally aware of it or not, doesn't matter, because ultimately, we don't want to be stuck halfway. We want to go all the way. Okay? Yes, 8.
Master, the samadhi of extinction, is there any level that we have to reach before we get to that samadhi, like 4th stage arhat or something?
It's 3A. There's 3A, and 3A has its limitations. All right? Did you have a question in the back?
Master, is that third stage arhat you call shao jing ting, no feeling samadhi, right?
Yeah, that's what in Buddhism we call it different. It has different names. Okay? But the other one is more accurate. Okay? Okay? All right, anyone else? So I just want to tell you that it's very detailed for us. We know what it takes. And we know how your mind progresses, how you progress through this process, through this training. And the point is that you don't need to know all the details. We simply usher you along. That's all you have to worry about. Okay? Don't stop before you tell you to. Yes, 9.
It's from Robin Sandalwood, Amitabha Master. I asked this question in Chinese in the previous live stream. Will you please elaborate on the difference in blessings from being at the temple, engaging in person compared to observing and participating online?
It's a night and day. Okay? All right. So you see, that helps. I hope it helps a little more. So you see, the point here is that, so when I explain it to you, I say, okay, there's a lot more. Our knowledge about how your mind progresses is so detailed, okay, that the proof is here. We point out the states of mind you go through, that the Buddhas and bodhisattvas are aware of. So you see, it's so finely detailed, a lot more than the Hinayana people or the non-Buddhist people. But you don't necessarily have to understand them all. So what's the secret? The secret is that follow along. Okay? The secret is that a word called, what is that word? The only requirement you have is what? Why is that some of you are faster than others? It's not about how long you've been doing it, but sometimes a new kid comes in and she goes like this, and you've been at it for decades, and you say, don't get there. Well, why is that? What's the difference? And this is why it doesn't make sense for you to be jealous, but you're an idiot. What's the difference? I explained it to you already. What does it take for you to keep going? Blessings? What else? How does blessings manifest itself as? Follow instructions? What? What's the word? What about the screamer? It's funny to me because I see the screamer in Go Force. She screams and she cries, and it's a totally absurd thing to happen. So how did she get through this? That's 8.
Vigor?
Vigor, okay. Faith. Because when she asks, should I worry? I say, no, it's okay. I shake. Should I worry? No, it's a good thing. What is it telling you? Have faith. If you have faith, it will turn out good. If you want to understand, there's no way for us to help you understand. But you follow along. When you get there, you say, it makes sense. That's all. Got that? There's no way for you to understand. We cannot help you understand. Because your mind cannot understand. Your mind is too limited. And this is a problem with educated people. This is a problem with Westerners. Westerners demand results. Westerners demand facts. Okay? But they are too stupid to understand facts. This is a challenge for Buddhism in our times, because people now are educated following the Western standards. Whereas in Asia before, we can simply defer to our teacher, right? Confucius says so, therefore it must be true. Now he said, no, I don't believe you, professor. Prove it to me. Okay? For scientific things, it makes sense, okay? But for spiritual things, it totally does not make sense. It's way beyond your intellect. There's no way for your intellect to keep up with it. It cannot, because it's one-dimensional. The problem is multidimensional, but you only see one dimension. And you insist on staying in that one dimension. That's a problem with Westerners. Big problem with Westerners. It's our challenge, by the way. Okay? Okay, we stop here. Time is up. Thank you, everyone.